Hello, and welcome to A Place to Call Home. It's our weekly show where we talk about everything. I'm Portia Evans, and my very special guest live in studio with me today is Mr. Corey Jack. Corey, welcome to the program. We are here to talk about a wonderful program that I'm excited about. It is called the Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana.
Yes, ma'am.
And Corey, where did this all come from? Well,
Well,
why literacy for a young man like you?
right. It's because it's an area in which I'm very, very passionate about. I've been reading ever since I was a little boy. I recall those summers I spent at my grandmother's house while my mom was at work. I read every day. Grandmother didn't have cable, so I read every day, and I felt that it really helped me. I grew up as the only child raised by a single mother, and it gave me a chance to escape. I helped. I believe that it helped build my vocabulary at a very early age because, for the most part, I was a shy, timid boy. But it gave me a way to express myself. So, as I grew older, I was able to communicate very effectively, and I believe that's what led to several opportunities that I was able to come across growing up. So, I place a lot of emphasis on reading among our youth.
Have we identified a number of youth that cannot read?
Yes, and then speaking to, I know a lot of people, both family members, co-workers, friends that are all educators and teachers. Matter of fact, I was just talking to one, and there's a lot of our youth out there that can't read, and they go through school, and a lot of them were able to just get by, and now they're teenagers, and they're still having problems with reading. I was just doing some research, and it's another reason I want to focus on the young kids because they're taught to read in schools up until age 4. Then at age, till the fourth grade. In the fourth grade, it becomes having to be able to read in order to learn the material. So I really want to get them reading and literate at an early age so that they don't fall behind.
You know, Corey, I'm going to tell you a funny story. Because you brought up that there was a young lady that I'm not going to say the job because I've had so many, but there was a young lady, and she and I were in the same department at this job. And I started to dislike the young lady because I felt like she was not carrying her load with the other team members on the job. So I started to dislike the girl, and we had to actually read these labels to get the job done. And come to find out, the girl could not read. And after I found that fact out, I said, well, no wonder. She's slow, and it seems like she just don't want to do the job. But that wasn't it.
Right,
All the while, it was the fact that she couldn't read.
right.
She could not read. She could not be as apt as the other team members. And so, from that day on, I began to help her in little ways. You know, uh, there's another program called VITA,
That's
and
for adults.
for adults, and I said, well, I'm going to enroll her in the VITA program. Come to find out, she didn't have a high school diploma, so we went through the steps of getting her high school diploma, her GED, and now we are very good friends today, and she'll tell me every time she sees me, Miss Portia, you changed my life. And I am excited that your program, Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana, it's a new program,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
I understand.
Yes, very new.
What is your vision and what is your goal?
Okay, my goal is to reach as many young kids as I possibly can in this area, in our community, in Lafayette. And we're targeting impoverished areas because we're seeing a link between the impoverished children living in impoverished communities and households with limited income and their literacy rates. So I'm particularly
Why do you think
attacking.
that's so?
Well, I think a couple of reasons. In some of those areas, I know the schools, some schools that I've talked to, I talked to a few teachers and principals. They used to have after-school tutoring programs, but due to a lack of Title I funding, they cut those programs in school. So there's no after-school enrichment program. And the programs that they do have in town, unfortunately, is in other areas of town to where they can't get to after school because a lot of their parents are at work. So I think that may have something to do with it, and also in these communities, at that particular time of the day, transportation is inaccessible or costly, and they can't get to these other areas. So I think that has something to do with it. I also think that it may be they don't have the funds to invest in some literacy building equipment or activities, so to speak, like little leapfrogs, and there's all sorts of other different things that the children can get, because of course you can have access to a book, but I know a lot of kids nowadays, they like media and they're like iPads and cell phones or whatnot. Well, there's things out there that can help them read on devices like that. They just can't afford them. So I think that these are also some things. I think the mentality of where they're living or where they come from may hinder their confidence as well. So I think it's a multifaceted reason, but it's those reasons that we want to attack, because that's who I'm trying to reach their full potential.
Well, I am so encouraged with young men like you who have stepped up to the plate and say, hey, let's do something about it.
Right.
The Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana, Mr. Corey Jack, he is here. Now, yours is a new program. Do you have a location?
Not yet. We're working on location right now. We're raising funds, and I want it to be located in the community. I do not want it to be something that the targeted population has to drive to. So that's something that we're working on. We're doing fundraisers, and we're applying for grants, and that is coming along better than expected.
Really?
So I'm really excited about that.
Now, I understand you do have a fundraiser coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
What? Tell me all about that.
Okay, the fundraiser takes place Thursday, April 7th, which is next Thursday. It's going to be located at Rodizio Grill. It's called Wine and Dine 2016. It's a wine tasting and dine-in fundraiser.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. So the tickets are $45, and this is what it gets you. It takes place from 6:30 to 9:30 that night. From 6:30 to 7:30 is the dine-in portion. So you're going to have access to a couple of things. You're going to have full access to the salad bar, to the award-winning salad bar, and this crab meat salad. There's potato salad. There's all sorts of different salads there. Pasta salad. There's pot roast, all in that section. That's not all. So then you get 4 meats that they continuously bring out to you. Rodizio Grill, they keep bringing the meat out to you till you're full.
Where's Rodizio?
It's the Whole Foods shopping center on
Okay.
Ambassador Caffrey. Top sirloin, as much as you can eat. Sweet and spicy chicken. Bacon wrapped shrimp. A lot of people are excited about that. And soy fish with peppers. So all you can eat of those items with 2 glasses of wine. So that'll take place from 6:30 to 7:30. Then from 7:30 to 9:30, the wine tasting actually begins. So you'll be able to sample various types of wines. They'll have like cheeses and chocolates there as well, and they'll also have a silent auction.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so what's the fundraiser is next Thursday,
Next Thursday.
April 7th at the Rodizio
Grill.
Rodizio Grill. And how do people get tickets?
Okay, to get tickets, is 3 ways to get them. All right, number one, you can call me personally. The number that's on the screen, 337-466-6832. Or you can go to the website, which is youthliteracyfoundation.blogspot.com, and you'll see it is right there in the front where you can purchase the tickets there. Or you can email me at coreyjack@acadianaliteracy.com. And what I can do is I can actually send the invoice for the tickets. Once you purchase it, your name will be added to the guest list. So whenever you show up at the restaurant, just have your photo ID with you.
Okay.
And you'll be seated.
And what we're trying to do this fundraiser for is for some youth literacy. Now, what age group are we targeting, Corey?
Okay. Well, ultimately, I would like to cover the full spectrum of young kids as early as possible when they actually start reading, all the way up until school, but particularly that age group of kindergarten up until 4th grade. I'm particularly passionate about, because those are the critical grades in which they actually focus on learning to read. Like I said earlier, after 4th grade, they're given material in different subjects in science and math, where it's expected that they should be reading. So if they haven't caught it in those grades, they'll miss the material going forward. So I'm particularly concerned about that age group. But nonetheless, I want activities for past past that point, past the
Right.
4th grade on up.
Are you doing this by yourself, young man?
I have some help.
Oh, you do?
Right now, I'm sharing the vision with. I have a team, and there's people being added to the team, and I appreciate the support because having people from other areas that can greatly contribute, educators. I've talked to principals. I talked to community leaders, so I welcome the support because this is for the community. But I just have this huge vision, and as I share it with people, it becomes more defined, and they get it. So.
When did the light bulb go off, Corey, for you? I mean, when did you say this is it?
Well, the passion's been growing. I was probably 16 when I realized that I'm supposed to do something when I get older to help the youth. I just didn't know what that something was. All I knew is I wanted to help young kids reach their fullest potential. So as I went to UL, so all throughout my early 20s, I started thinking about literacy. I started doing the research, and I started to see how important it is. And I started to see that that's one of the areas in our youth, especially our Black youth, that's hindering the process.
Because when you can't read to do a job application,
right,
how do you expect to get the job?
Right. And if you have a hard time reading, you have a hard time absorbing the information needed. I know a lot of people that they have the physical capabilities to do whatever job it is that they want to do. It's just that whenever they're handed a workbook or an instruction manual, then that's when it gets difficult for them. So they can't physically perform the job because they haven't grasped it mentally. And literacy is a lot of reading, but it expands further than that. It's math and it's science. So that all
and
ties
testing.
Right. Test takers. There's some people, they're incredibly smart individuals. They're just not good at test taking. So that hinders them whenever it's time to take the standardized test. So that's another area that we want to focus on too, is teaching them how to be better test takers, so that they can make the grade and get to the next level.
All right. Please embrace it, folk. Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana. A big fundraiser coming up next week, and it's going to be at the Rodizio Grill. And that is right on Ambassador?
On Ambassador, Whole Foods Shopping Center.
And the Whole Foods Shopping Center. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful occasion for you to be there. Corey, I was telling you a story, years ago, I was a little girl, and my grandmother really encouraged me to learn how to read. We couldn't go to the white libraries, but they built a black library, and when they built that library, Lord, it looks like that was that little old lady's favorite place to bring me. And she made me go to that library and leave with as many books as my little arms could carry. And when I did, it just gave me the passion for reading. And now in my latter years, still am an avid reader. I read and read. People who know me well know that I have a book in my hand all the time. I read, and you asked me earlier, well, what do you like to read? I like to read anything. It doesn't matter. And I'm noticing, like, a lot of times on social media, they'll post stuff, and I don't know what this language is. Right. A lot of times it's slang, right. And I don't know. Right. So, what do you say about a lot of that? I mean, you have to read to be able to read these posts.
Right.
But I'm thinking, am I not catching it?
Right. What's new? Right.
Right.
Yeah. Especially, you almost need your own translator to understand some of the things that
right.
you see on social media sometimes. But I'm 29 years old, and sometimes it's a struggle for me to understand too. My little brother is 16 years old, so there's a bit of an age difference between me and him. But sometimes we'll text. I'll call and check on him,
right.
And I'll ask him a question, and he'll give me a whole response in words that I've never seen.
Right.
And I tell him, these aren't words. What are you saying? SMH, like, what is that? Oh, scratching my head. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And LOL, laugh out loud. I was like, what?
Right.
I don't know.
So, yeah, but definitely that, and like I said, that's the targeted group of people that we're trying to reach.
So is your vision to have a stable place,
Well,
after we raise the funds?
right. Well, my vision here, and I realize that we have to do it in sections, but I want to affect literacy in 3 areas. I want to affect it in the school,
Mm-hmm.
in the home, and in the community.
Okay.
Okay, so we have ideas. Matter of fact, we have 2 programs that we're looking to hit the ground running because it's feasible. We already spoke to several educators in the area. In the school, we want programs. There's a program where we're going to help teachers who, when I'm finding out, they have to fund pretty much all the literacy building activities in their classroom. They come out of pocket with a lot of things.
Really?
So a lot of times they may choose not to do certain programs or activities because they have to come out of pocket with all the supplies. So that's one area in which we're trying to affect it in the classroom. As far as in the household, one thing that we're looking at doing something called culturally congruent instruction, where a kid actually reads something they're interested in.
Right.
Because in the classroom, you have to read whatever the curriculum calls for.
Right.
It could be a novel or it could be something that may not pique their interest.
Right.
But there are several, and I was looking through the list, I was Googling some things. There's books tailored specifically towards kids, and Black African American kids. There's books on basketball, how to become better with basketball.
Speaking of that, I knew a young man, could not read, but there were these vulgar words in a book that he instantly recognized.
Instantly recognized them.
He instantly recognized. And he
Right.
said, well, what are they talking about in that book?
In that
I'm going
book.
to try to read that book.
Right. It is amazing how we can see the things that we're accustomed to hearing.
Right.
So to speak. But you see, but basketball might be that key to get him to read. So there's books, but there's children basketball books. There's, I know like Natural Hair, it's a lot of girls are like that. There's special children's books. There's one called I Love My Natural Hair. It's about a little young Black girl, about the different designs that she does. And it's geared towards that 4th grade reading level. So I'm wondering what happens if we give them books like this to read in their house, rather than, they have to go to school and they have to read the novels and all that other stuff. But what happens if we give them something they actually read?
Right.
Some of the video games they play, and I know our kids play too many video games and stuff, but there's some books about the video games they're playing. They may read the book if it's about what they play. So that's culturally congruent construction, something that they are actually interested in reading in the home. That's something I would like to try to do, and that's how I want to attack literacy in the home. As far as in the community, I have ideas. And this gentleman I was speaking to earlier, he's doing great things in the community, so partnering with other organizations.
Right.
And to kind of get summer tutoring programs together. Another thing I was doing in the home, I guess it kind of ties into the community, is that my apartment complex that I stay in now, we have a lobby area. What they do is they have cookies for the kids when they come back home from school. They go and they eat the snacks or whatnot. Well, I thought that would be a great time to actually tutor them as well. To when they come back in, give them pizza or something like that, to where we can actually help them with their homework, because most of them, their parents don't get back until 5 or whatnot. So that's that perfect time. They're called latchkey kids.
Right.
Because most kids get in trouble in between 3 and 4:30 after school, and the parents aren't there yet. So that's a good time slot in which we can get their grades better by tutoring them as well. So.
I encourage you. I am glad that you're passionate about it, and I already know that it's a success. It's the Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana. Give us the website again,
Yes,
and give us the phone number again.
Okay. The website is youthliteracyfoundation.blogspot.com, and the phone number is 337-466-6832.
Want to pick up on a worthy cause? This is a great cause. And they're having a fundraiser. It's going to be at the Rodizio Grill on Ambassador Caffrey, and it happens at 6:30. 6:30, April the 7th. And you can certainly be there, enjoy some wonderful food, some camaraderie, some great wine,
Yes, ma'am.
and some wine tasting, if you will. Corey Jack. Corey, what is your title with it? You are the CEO of this, the executive director of this new program for our area. We are glad that you're passionate about it, and we encourage other people to get on board.
Yes, ma'am.
To get on board, I know that some people can volunteer their time. I know we have retired educators. We have educators, people in school that may want to tutor
Right.
and get on board and help a kid, help somebody out.
Right.
And that is all we ask, that you make your little contribution.
Right.
And we are certainly hoping that you can partner with some other groups. Maybe somebody that's seeing this show will let you partner with them and come in and be able to do some things with them. And we just need to get the word out about programs like these. Literacy and reading is the best thing that could ever happen to you in your life. And it'll take you a long, long way in your life, to be able to read. And, you walk around and see people every day, and you never know. You never know people that just cannot read, and we need it for everything, but you never know. We've connected before with VITA and programs like these, so we already know that this is going to be a huge success and make a huge impact in our community. And Corey, I know that you want to invite some people to the fundraiser,
Yes, ma'am.
so challenge some people for me.
Okay. Yes, definitely come out. Like we said earlier, you have a great time. Promise that you will leave with a full stomach. If you love wine, you should have loved this event. It'll be great. If you've been to the restaurant, you know that it's a great venue. It's a great atmosphere. I've met with the manager. I've met with the workers there. They are very friendly, provide great service. And like I said, the food, no matter what you like to eat, there's something for you there. The salad bar is award-winning. All sorts of different things there. And the meat, as far as there's steak there's chicken, there's bacon wrapped shrimp, and there's fish. So you couldn't ask for more. 2 glasses of wine, and then the wine.
And this is like buffet.
The salad board is, and with the meat, they continuously bring it out. So
Okay.
they put a block on your table. The top of the block is green, the bottom is red. As long as you have the green part facing up, they will continue bringing meat to you. If you want them to stop because you're getting full, you need some time for your food to go down, you flip the block up to red. So stop.
Okay.
So it's all you can eat.
Wonderful.
All you can eat. So.
And give them the phone number to contact you and get a ticket today.
Yes. Call me at 337-466-6832. I'll answer. If not, leave a voicemail. I'll call you back. Or you can email me, CoreyJack@acadianaliteracy.com. Can actually send you the invoice for the tickets. You can pay for it right there. Or you can go to the website, youthliteracyfoundation.blogspot.com. And you can go to the link there, and when you pay for it, it'll have you enter your name and your address and your phone number. And once you pay there, your name will go on the guest list. Or you can give me a call. Like I said, I live here in town, and there's several places to meet up.
All right.
So.
And we want to challenge some of the Greek organizations. We want to challenge everybody to get on board with this young man and help him to help youth in our area. It's the Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana. You want to issue some challenges to some people. I know that you have a need for educators.
Right. And I want, for all the educators out there, please feel free to contact me and get involved, because a lot of the vision that I have or whatnot comes from the information I get from educators. I mean, you guys are the ones in the trenches. You see it firsthand. You're out there in the battlefield. So if you want to get involved, whether it's tutoring, or I'd love to hear from you guys. Right now what we're doing is we're putting together a panel of educators and teachers. I'm trying to get teachers from each one of the schools in these areas, some schools in particular that I'm targeting. I'd like to get teachers from those, and they will serve as that school's representative on the panel.
Right.
So I want to know exactly what that school was lacking, because every school, they're the same, yet they're different. So we kind of want to cater to the needs of that particular school. So if you're an educator, if you're a teacher on one of the schools that we're talking about, please get in contact with me. If you're a retired teacher, please get in contact with me too. So I think you guys will be a key piece in tutoring the youth that we're trying to target.
All right, Corey Jack with the Youth Literacy Foundation of Acadiana. That's going to wrap it up. And we'll be back again next time with something else. I'm Portia Evans. In the meantime, God bless. Bye-bye.